Hello, everyone. My name is Kiana Rivera, and I'm the Vice President of Membership at the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce. And today we have our guest, Lee Allen Shultz, who is a realtor and magician. We will get into more of that later in the show. But first, a little bit about Lee. He grew up in Eastern Pennsylvania with a showbiz mom and dad. His dad was a comedy magician doing children's shows at first and then entertaining on cruises all over the world with his mother, followed by Atlantic City and Vegas, opening for Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, and Santra Jr. He attended elementary, junior high, high school, and college and played and refereed water polo at the same time. And he also was performing in his father's magic show and then started a comedy magic show of his own, entertaining at birthday parties, church basements, company holiday parties, you name it. After college, he worked for Dun & Bradstreet Marketing, then moved to Cape May, New Jersey, and started his own business as a entrepreneur on the East Coast of U.S., designing, consulting, and building haunted attractions. So I'm sure there's more stories in that arena coming up soon. And then he was offered an incredible opportunity to work with AT&T Digital Marketing in Tampa, St. Petersburg, Florida, followed by the Palm Beach Post Digital Marketing Division on Palm Beach Island. Currently, he is with eXp Pisaneschi Group, real estate and entertaining as the official magician at Cox Science Center and Aquarium. So Lee Allen, welcome to our podcast.
Yeah, you got it right. You nailed it. That was wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Life story.
I know you had it all just tied up so nice and neat. I love it.
Don't get used to it.
No, you were perfect. You were perfect. So again, today you are listening to Your Palm Beach Guide, and we are with Lee Allen Shultz. And immediately walk me through the magician title.
Sure. So again, at the Cox Science Center, I'm blessed. Number one, they are just so gracious. I've been there about 7, going on 8 years as their official magician, and started performing as a clown, doing a clown show, bruising birds and rabbits, and then they just said, Lee, whatever. I actually was handling their advertising for the Palm Beach Post.
Oh, wow.
And a magician canceled. And they said,
and you filled in.
You don't know any magicians, do you? I was like, yeah. And they gave me the opportunity, and I've just been blessed ever since. So clown show, Merlin show, and now kicking off 2 Fridays from now, their night at the museum. They're prehistoric, their new exhibit they're doing, and they have me doing an Indiana Jones style action comedy, chasing dinosaurs and doing some comedy magic, but it's all prehistoric themed. Right.
Well, if you are watching us, you'll definitely see all of the props here, but if you're listening to us today on Your Palm Beach Guide, we have Lee is in full-on Indiana Jones attire. He looks so good. He looks the part for prehistoric type deal. And then we have a pet dinosaur. We have a fire lamp. There's some, I'm not quite sure what this is. Traps.
Yeah, different ways you trap dinosaurs. These are different traps you use. It's a snap trap, which I use during the show, teaching the children how to catch. And this can be used as a trap or a dinosaur lure, or I can tell you don't get to the kitchen much. It's just an egg beater.
Oh, yeah. Great. Well, I have the KitchenAid, the KitchenAid is where it's at.
I almost forgot to tell you, the Science Center currently has the Titanic exhibit there, which is unbelievable. And they allowed me a small gift token to bring with me.
Oh my, tell me it's the Blue Diamond.
It is.
Oh, look at that. It is the Blue Diamond, everyone.
I don't know if you can see that, if it's part of the ocean. But that's not the gift for Kiana. That's on retainer and has to go back. So this isn't the heart of the ocean, but it is the sweet tooth of the sea.
Thank you.
To keep that, this has to go back to the Science Center.
This is great.
Yeah, you got to see their exhibit.
Hello, everyone. Well, I'm glad that you fished it out of the ocean for Leo, because poor guy died. They could have both fit on the door. Let's just talk about that, okay?
There's a story actually behind that, which some people will tell. And I was just there 2 weekends ago telling the true story.
Here we go.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you said that you grew up with parents in showbiz. So kind of walk me through of how you were raised, how you even got into this world, because, I think you have an incredible story and you need to share.
It's a lot of fun. It's, again, blessed having a mom and dad who were just so generous, complimentary, strict but fair. That just each of them put each other on pedestals. So just a great, great example. And my dad, always being an entertainer, band playing back in the 60s, a Twist down in Wildwood, New Jersey. And
Wow.
it had a review where he would do magic tricks between playing gigs, between different sets.
Right.
Then I saw him when, I was about 5 and I realized what was going on. And I thought, he's going to do a magic show. I said, I want to go. I want to get, no. Not, he was like, no way. And it was, he would not let me go with him until I was almost in tears wanting to go. He performed as a Merlin character at a castle called Stokesay Castle, big restaurant in Eastern Pennsylvania, every Sunday, 5 shows. He said, all right, you can go. He said, but you have to carry my equipment down all these steps, set everything up, take it back after the 6 shows and back home. And I just loved it. So I worked with him slowly worked myself on stage. And just what a gift to see a solid, polished performer. My dad and anybody who knew him or saw him would just say, man, your dad is just phenomenal. And in those areas. And then got the opportunity when I went to college. My dad then started cruising. And took my mom with. I said I would wear a taffeta skirt if I could go. And they were like, no, you're going to have to go to college. So dad and mom went on the cruises all around the world for about 15 years. It was really exciting, entertaining, passenger and above status. Just saw the pictures are unbelievable from their life and their experiences. And then Vegas and Atlantic City back and forth. So, so I just had the privilege of, and again, blessed to have parents like that. And, so Ken, if your dad was a plumber, you might know a little bit about plumbing,
right?
That kind of thing. If you had fish, so my dad was a magician, so I grew up in it. And so do a lot of magic. My house looks like a magic shop exploded. It's a mess, a lot of magic.
No, but that's a lot of fun. Again, real quick, you're listening to Your Palm Beach Guide with the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce, and we are with Lee Allen Shultz, who is a realtor and magician.
Yeah.
So just real quick to segue, when you went out on your own, you mentioned that you created the concept and basically the architecture of haunted mansions. Walk me through that.
Yeah. Because of my background in entertaining and being really comfortable in front of people, I was opportuned by a big haunted venue doing about 80,000 people per season, which puts them in the top 10% in Eastern Pennsylvania. So there's some really, really large haunted attractions there. And somebody who knew me, who had seen me perform doing my show, said, hey, what do you think about stopping by my haunted houses, and kind of critique the shows and what you would do to make it better, because you have that stage presence plus an eye for it,
right.
and love, and that it took off from there. So I went in and I was like, wow, there's a lot of comedy in it. Do you want to scare people or do you want to make people laugh? And there's people who like their mix of comedy comedy and horror. But I said, let's pull out let's really scare people. Let's lower the lights, make it a little darker, get them ready to be startled, and then startle them. But let's kind of get serious. Let's get a big theme going of why all these baddies are here. So thickened theme, took off the rubber masks, had professional makeup artists come in and prepare the costuming, So still kept, the high school kids, just give them one line, stand here, jump out, say boo, and then get back. No ad-libbing. But from there, went to a couple conventions and realized I understood the promotional portion of it, where I could teach people who had land and could use the land during the off season to build small haunted attractions on it, their farmland, and would then explain to them how you do promotion beforehand, your advertising beforehand, which then before the first person comes into the attraction, you've already paid for everything. So that business model I wasn't dressing up, jumping out saying boo. No. I was explaining how the business model worked. I do a lot of storyboarding of the routines that the actors who are performing a little bit more, worked with Gildan Fluke. That's the computer company who designs makes the different animatronics move pneumatically.
Oh, wow.
So just everything there is to do. It's just a wonderful industry. Second highest grossing number, but right behind Christmas, Halloween,
Oh.
with the gifts and everything going on. So just a wonderful 5 years in that industry.
And all over the country?
Yeah, up
Wow.
and down the East Coast.
Oh, East Coast,
primarily.
great.
Yeah, up and down the East Coast, United States primarily. A lot of fun.
Wow. And I think it's great that you understand the structure behind it. So many people get the big idea, but then they forget about it's a business.
Oh,
So you were
right.
able to kind of take it back and say, this is how we make money before they even get through the door.
Correct. And also the fact that 80% of all haunted houses, whether they're a yard haunt or any kind of haunted house, is 80% fail within the first 2 years.
Wow.
Reason for that is they don't stay within socially acceptable boundaries. They do something with way too much blood or more religion or something that just
Right.
upsets enough people. And then the next thing you know, you have a church group picketing.
Yeah.
And they have to close up. So understanding what works and what doesn't, even though you think you might, you just, hey, look at what worked, keep doing that, stop
Right.
doing the stuff that doesn't, and you put together that business model, and it's extremely lucrative.
Wow. That's incredible.
That's probably more than you needed to know
No.
about the haunted
Well,
house industry.
No, seriously. I think people though just assume that this stuff just kind of happens. They put it together, but there's so much effort and the storyboard behind it that people forget about. So,
It's
or
a
they
lot
don't
of
even
fun.
know. They don't even know.
It's a lot of fun. If they want to get a really good taste of what everybody's experiencing now in the middle of the year in the haunted house industry, which is just coming around in a few months. I mean,
Right. It's so
work on it
fast.
all year long. But if they Google transworld.com,
Transworld.com.
you'll see all the designers of all the movers and the scary stuff and the new masks and everything that
Wow.
goes on. And it's magical to go there. It's like a 3-day convention that you can order all the different things, industrial size. Now, what's also kind of interesting is Home Depot and Lowe's have come up with that business model. You're now seeing those big spooky movers
Right.
there for just $300, where just a few years ago, that would have been $3,000.
Jeez.
But they've figured out how to dummy it down, create almost the same experience that a yard haunt
Right.
person can buy that, put it out front, and just have fun with it and don't have to invest millions of dollars
Right.
like the other big guys do.
Well, I think too, just speaking about our area, I know here up in North Palm, Halloween and Christmas are nothing to sleep on. Like when you drive down Lighthouse during Halloween, everything is just decorated and it's
Yeah.
wonderful. I love that. That gives our little town like that hometown feel, I think, when people participate. So that's great that, especially that it's accessible now and it's affordable. Home
Sure.
Depot and Lowe's, instead of your 3 million, it's
Right.
like, whatever it is, or 3,000 you said.
Absolutely. And you're seeing, like you just said, you're seeing a lot more local little neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to be outdone by them. I'm upgrading mine
Oh, yeah.
across the street and around the corner.
They do the whole process. It's incredible. And too, now that they have, everybody has a golf cart now that they drive around
Yeah.
with. They deck out their golf cart
Sure.
in whatever month they're celebrating. So
Yeah.
I think that's great too. I love
of fun.
that. I think too, I want to touch on your work at Cox Science Center
Sure.
and one, how they were able to receive that large donation. And also on top of that, just how long you've been there and the fact that you work with kids and there's always a learning aspect behind it too. And you really
Yeah.
bring smiles to faces.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pretty much said it, wrapped it up with that. No, that's you really did. That was an excellent summation. Yeah, besides them being just very generous, they have just wonderful clientele. They're literally some of the best audiences that I perform for. Don't get me wrong, kids are still acting up, parents
Right.
are still acting crazy, but it's just another level. It probably has a lot to do with Palm Beach in general,
Right.
and it's but they specifically asked me, can you do a couple things? Sure, make people laugh, you got it.
Right.
Can you make them smile? You got it. Stay within those social acceptable boundaries as well with
Right.
what you say.
Don't go off the script.
No, it's very important. Matter of fact, just before the Titanic show 2 Fridays ago, I sat with the curator, Christina Holt, and said, I have a half dozen Titanic jokes. I want to run them by you first before I do them throughout the night. I want to run them by. And, the first one I said, now, I'm not sure I'm even going to use any of these, but...
Can we hear one? Can we hear
sure.
one that got cut from the script?
Yeah.
Sort of
one that got
Titanic After
cut,
Dark?
Absolutely. One that got cut was, do you know what the movie Titanic and The Sixth Sense, what those movies have in common?
What?
I see dead people.
That's terrible.
See,
That's so bad.
Kiana, I see.
I get it.
Okay, sorry. That's probably also why it was cut from
That's good.
the show.
I would laugh though. If I was in the audience, you would have got to laugh at me.
Iceberg dead ahead.
Man.
Now, so that was another. They go, wait till maybe an hour after they've had a couple cocktails.
And then you're like,
Because this is adults. This show, it's an evening event hosted by Audi or Brayman, and so I could do those. They said, but maybe wait till everybody loosens up a little bit. The one they did give me the green light on was it's so silly because it's not really even a joke. It's the fact that my wife, when boyfriend and girlfriend, her nickname for me was the Titanic.
Oh, why?
I don't know.
Oh, you got to ask her.
I'm not exactly sure why. I do know this. I used to play hockey, and she used to say, Lee, you look fantastic until you hit the ice.
Oh, man.
That was one. And you know what? I didn't even have to do the punchline. When I just said my nickname, her nickname for me was the Titanic. People were like filling in their own blanks, making their own jokes, having a lot of fun. So that kind of comedy.
Yeah.
So
and you lead people into it a little bit. Let them come up with it, which I think that's an art. A lot of people are immediately like, I need to get to the punchline. You know, I need to do it.
Oh,
but
and I can tell throughout the night that the more I do it, the more I find that the comedic pause and timing really comes into play.
It's such an art. Can I just tell you, I love watching comedians. And I just think they are, but clever comedians.
Yeah.
Instead of sometimes you get those crude comedians where you're just like, okay, that's not funny. That's gross.
Right.
But the comedians that have that just artistic timing or the one sort of beautiful story that just loops it together, I die. I cry laughing.
Oh, when it's relevant.
Yes.
And you can get it. That's, And, and that lends itself well with growing up with my dad. My dad, and during the time period where he was entertaining, a lot of foul language was being used, and he was just the way he was raised. He just said, "I'm gonna keep it funny and clean." And he did and got more work because of it. Wow. Like cruises, now they have after hours you can do that, but back in the day, you really had to keep it clean. So that's why I stay within those, and because at the end of the night, a lot of people are going to see you,
right?
Whatever the platform is, wherever you're performing, and you just say one thing that's a little off color,
right?
They go to the front desk, say, "Hey, I got a problem with this person." And in today's day and age, how that's even more happening all the time. So I have to really be careful, and that's why, again, I sit with her and kind of screen what I'm going to say to make sure I get the thumbs up so that she doesn't get surprised.
Right. Well, I think that's great on your part too. Just you're doing your research and you care enough about your profession that you're doing that. So I love that. Again, real quick, you're listening to your Palm Beach Guide with the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce, and we're with Lee Allen Shultz. And real quick, I want to talk about, you mentioned it a little bit, but I know you do private soirees. So kind of walk me through how people can, one, get in touch with you if they want something like that, and then the type of magic you do with those shows.
Sure. Super easy. It's you just Google me, Lee Allen Schultz,
and you'll be the first.
For sure. Or because I was in that industry as well. So, or Magicians West Palm, just Google Magic Palm Beach.
Right.
I come up everywhere. I populate really well. And between my TikTok of showing homes in my realtor suit on, or it's a bunny rabbit in my backyard, or a bunch of kids, or even adults at a cocktail party with a deck of cards walking around making people laugh at each other and together. It's funny. So I just did the door sell battery holiday party at the Canopy.
Oh, great.
And it's amazing how many of them, when I was saying goodbye, they were laughing so hard, and they were like, "Did he even do any magic?"
Oh, that's great.
Funny, but wait a minute, did he even do it? So a lot of times I use the comedy as a misdirection for the magic. So it's just about making people laugh and enjoying themselves, because a lot of people don't like to be fooled.
Right.
I'm not that sucker, like, "Oh, I got you. I fooled you." It's like a sucker trick, now, but they do fool them. But in the meantime, it's more important to hit the funny bone and make them laugh and giggle a little bit.
And you're so good at it.
Thanks.
I can tell you just how I've worked with you the last couple of years, and I'm never not laughing when I'm around you.
Right.
You've been able to, especially like it doesn't matter what time of day it is, whether it's, something crazy happened at the breakfast or even an ambassador meeting, you've been able to come in and just lighten the
All right.
space. And that is such a gift,
Thanks.
honestly. Some people don't have that. Some
Thank
people
you.
come in and they're just like heavyweights and you don't want that.
It's a real ebb and flow.
Right.
You can't be overly funny or you become that guy who's always like, oh my God, here he comes again.
Right.
I'm very cautious of that, to not be overly attempting to be funny all the time. You have to pick and choose the right time.
Pick and choose timing, artistic timing for sure.
Very well put.
And then two, just real quick, I must say your real estate life. Walk me through that.
Yeah. I was literally just going to do magic and comedy about 6-7 years ago. Science Center, Palm Beach, some restaurants, doing close-up comedy magic. And the Pisaneschis, Roger and Terrence, said, we were personal friends. They said, oh, no, you're not.
Oh, good.
I was like, what do you mean? I said, I'm like retiring from the Palm Beach. They know you have got to get into real estate and just have fun. And again, so blessed to know them and meet people like that, where they're just Taryn and Roger both been just incredible mentors. You couldn't ask for a better business model to be in. Very, very few realtors probably ever experience what I get to experience, and I just enjoy. I love selling properties and having, the sellers make as much money as they can. And I love working with buyers and protecting them and making sure they're covered. So yeah. And to have Roger and Taryn as always accessible, whether they're in Dubai or whether they're in Puerto Rico, and they both do real estate all over the world. No matter where they are, I call, they pick up the phone. How can we help? What's going on?
Oh,
so it's so much fun. And I really love it. And just staying right in the Palm Beach County.
In the area.
And there's, a lot of sales going on all the time. Buying and selling, real estate strong. And I hope the interest rate drops just a tiny
bit.
Yeah.
For us in the back, a little bit, please.
Right? It's not stopping. It's not stopping a lot of buyers here from buying or sellers from selling, but it certainly, we'd see a bigger wave of it as well. But in the meantime, I cherish the lulls. Yes. Every once in a while, I get some more magic done. Right.
That's good. So real quick, you mentioned you had a social media pretty solid presence. Will you share your pages with us?
Yeah, sure. Matter of fact, again, if you just Lee Allen Shultz, you just Google my name, you'll see my TikTok feed, which is me going through properties. You'll see Pineapple Grove in my backyard that I'm growing and having fun with pineapples, reptiles in my backyard, and then events at the chamber.
Right. Great.
I'll videotape those and put them on TikTok and Facebook and stuff.
I love
easy
that.
to see.
Good.
Oh, hey, how about the dinosaur? Do we have time?
Yes, real quick. Let's do this dinosaur thing. What's his name? Oh, my.
Well, wait, I haven't named him yet. I'm going to let the kids.
The kids got to name him. Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to let the kids name him, although he's a raptor. But he thinks he's a T-Rex. The problem with that is, oh
boy.
Let's move this.
No.
Look
at that.
It's been,
Yikes.
So there'll be these at the Science Center everywhere. Well, it's easy to find out where the dinosaurs are because you just follow the trail of that. And you don't have to worry. The kids, if they're coming there and they want to join me and help search for dinosaurs, there's nothing to worry about. There is one T-Rex that's loose on the property. He's been chasing me for quite some time. Oof. But I've spent the last few years actually have all his teeth taken out. So you don't have to worry about that. So he's toothless.
Toothless raptor.
His name's T-Rex because he's a T-Rex.
I like it.
But and he'll be there at different times spotlighting. But and these are some giveaways.
That's
little
so
kids
fun.
just throughout the show, giving them away, having fun with that kind of stuff.
Oh, amazing.
That's it. Real estate, magic, comedy.
The whole thing.
Having fun.
Lee, you've got it all.
Yeah,
Thank you. Again, you are with your Palm Beach Guide. You're listening to your Palm Beach Guide with the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce. And Lee, thank you so much for today.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Again, when I said about being blessed, I can't say it enough. And one of the other blessings I have is truly to be involved with the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce. It really and the ambassadorship. I have so much fun under your tutelage, having so much fun bringing new members to existing members and marrying, start those relationships and helping them find people that they want to do business with. It's such a. I look forward to every event that I get to be at, and it's such a privilege to work with you.
Oh, well, Lee, you're amazing. You make my job easy. So thank you so much just for everything you do.
Of course.
And please visit Cox Science Center for some shows and get out there and see his incredible magic.
Night at the museum.
By Night at the Museum with the fan. Oh, oh, look at that.
It's a prehistoric insect.
Prehistoric insect. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.
See you there.